The Mariners City Connect jerseys have leaked online. Do they suck like most of the others? We'll give you our thoughts on that and why the Mariners should steer clear of a former World Series legend here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is Friday, April 21st, 2023. This is Ty Gonzalez and Colby Patnett for the Locked On Mariners podcast, brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Thank you so much for making us your first listen. Subscribe, like, and turn on alerts if you're watching on YouTube, or subscribe and leave a 5-star review on your preferred podcast platform if you like what you hear. And if you rock with us every single day, let us know in the comments below. We want to see all of our everydayers in the comments. And if you want to hear from us even more, please consider signing up for our Patreon by scanning the QR code right above my head. The link, as well as our social accounts, is also in the description of this episode. On the show today, we're going to do three things. First, we're going to tell you why the Mariners should have absolutely no interest whatsoever in Madison Bumgarner. Then we're going to give you our thoughts on the Mariners' leaked City Connect jerseys. And finally, we'll get you set for the team's weekend series with the St. Louis Cardinals. That series starts tonight at 7:10 p.m., and you can catch all the action on the Mariners' hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. So Madison Bumgarner, after a brutal start to his 2023 season, has been DFA'd by the Arizona Diamondbacks with a year and a half left on his contract, $34.2 million left on his deal. And for that reason alone, he's not going to get claimed off of waivers. So once he clears waivers, he's going to become a free agent. That's the expectation. The Diamondbacks are going to eat that near $35 million worth in cash. And Bumgarner, by all accounts, is going to explore other options to continue his major league career, even though that he, over the last few years, has, let's just say, fallen off the face of the earth. It's been really bad. But I've been seeing really every fan base around Major League Baseball on Twitter, on social media in general, saying, hey, maybe let's give this guy who's a former, World Series legend, former number one in the Giants rotation, let's give this guy a chance to see if maybe he can bounce back. I've even seen that a little bit in the Mariners fan base as well. So let's just address this head on, Colby. Let's just talk about this. I don't think it's a good idea whatsoever. I'll get into that a little later on. But first, I want to get your thoughts on the idea of Madison Bumgarner and the Mariners.
No. Did I say no? I think I've covered that.
No.
Next segment. By the way, I saw all the hacky jokes about how he should be the DH. Get new material, or at least the original. One or the other is fine. No. By the way, do you remember the last time that do you remember that the World Series that made Madison Bumgarner like a star?
Yeah,
do you know how long ago that was now?
That was 8 years ago. Well, it will be 8 years in October.
It was 2014. It'll be 9 years.
Oh, it was 2014. Oh, yeah, that's right. Even the even year stuff. Yeah. How silly of me. Yeah.
Since he signed with Arizona, and I think actually in his last year with San Francisco as well, he hasn't posted a sub 4.8 FIP once since 2019. It's not like the xERA is better. It's not like his numbers are better than the ERA would indicate. His strikeout rates are going way down, and this year he can't even throw strikes. So what is there exactly about Madison Bumgarner that makes the Mariners a better club? Because he's not better than Marco Gonzalez. He's not even better than Chris Flexen. And honestly, he's probably not better than Brian Wu or Emerson Hancock or Bryce Miller or even Taylor Dollard at this stage. So there's no point. Now, the Mariners might see differently. That's possible. The Mariners think they have a tweak, but there's nothing in the data that we have on Bumgarner over the last 4 years that suggests that he's just a small tweak away from being even usable, let alone good. So the Mariners have taken on reclamation projects, but not of 35-year-old veterans. I mean, it's not like something they've done, and they're not desperate enough to take that shot. Like last year with
Mhm.
Justin Upton, they took kind of a similar shot on a former really good player. He just didn't have anything left, but they're not
But they
that
were also
desperate
doing
this year.
that for the clubhouse fit, right? And Madison Bumgarner
Yeah.
is not a
Um,
clubhouse fit.
yes,
He is the
we
most
have to pick our
anti-fun player in
mm,
Major League Baseball.
yeah, Madison Bumgarner hates Julio Rodriguez. Like, he won't publicly say that, but I guarantee you he does.
If it was up to him, Julio Rodriguez wouldn't smile. He
No.
wouldn't and he wouldn't play the
Madison
game that the way
Bumgarner
that he does.
Madison Bumgarner makes Josh Donaldson look like Julio Rodriguez. Like, the dude is the I had to pick my words carefully here.
Mhm,
He's the biggest jerk in baseball, and I'm not sure that it's close.
mhm.
Nobody seems to like him, including his teammates, especially now that he sucks. That act wears thin really quick if you're not producing. You just
Yep.
look like a fake tough guy yelling at batters because they swung too hard at your mistake pitch. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah,
So
because
no,
they
he's
reacted negatively towards not doing what they should have done with the cookie that you
yeah.
left them in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, so I just don't see a fit. Like, he's not a good clubhouse guy. He's not going to fit well with Scott's service. And
No,
again, on top of all of it, he sucks. Like, there's just no
he's
nice
really
way to
bad.
say it.
Yeah.
He's terrible. He is the worst pitcher. Let's see. He's made, I think, 69, 70 starts over the last 4 years. He's had one good month, one good stretch of 5 starts.
Yeah.
That's it. He's just a bad pitcher. He's not a major league quality pitcher right now.
Mhm.
There's nothing to put him in the bullpen and hope whatever plays up, the fastball velocity's gone. The only positive about Bumgarner right now is that he still gets really good extension. Great. That must be why his FIPS are all in the 5.10 area every single year for the last 4 years. Dude's toast, and the
Yeah.
Mariners shouldn't waste their time.
10.26 ERA thus far, 8.14 FIP. The past season, he posted 158 and 2/3 innings for the
Yeah, on
Diamondbacks, but a
30 starts.
4.88, yeah, 4.88 ERA, 4.85 FIP, only worth half a win. He's bad. He's terrible. And on top of that, again, he's not a clubhouse fit at all. And that's not exactly what you want to do here. That's not someone that you want to get involved here when vibes are not particularly at a high in your clubhouse either right now. So it's a no for me across the board. That would be a disaster. I would
Yeah.
drag Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander mercilessly if they brought Madison Bumgarner in. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah, there's not a fit anywhere. There's not a fit statistically. There's not a fit, roster construction wise. There's not a fit organizationally. There's not a fit
Mhm.
personality. Like, there's just no fit here. So I would be shocked if the Mariners took a shot here. This feels like more like an Angels signing, to be honest with you. So
It really does. Yeah.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, he's going to clear. That'll happen in the next day or two.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens with his career, but I would have a hard time saying that he might be done. He might be over. Um, Maybe the thing that saves him is that the signing team only has to give him $750,000
Mhm.
this year. So
Right.
we'll see, but he doesn't belong anywhere near a contender like the Mariners, and probably honestly doesn't even belong near a bad team like Oakland or Kansas City or any of those teams that are trying to build a culture. So
Mhm.
Bumgarner probably. I think somebody will give him a shot. I just think it'll be a dysfunctional organization.
Yep. Agreed. And this is what his reputation has earned him, because if he was known as a great clubhouse guy, without hesitation, he's getting another job somewhere to figure it
Sure.
out. For a guy with his championship pedigree, absolutely. But because he's not a good fit, you hit the nail on the head, because he's not a good fit for any clubhouse. If you're trying to establish a culture, if you're even if you're a rebuilding team that could maybe use a veteran starting pitcher like Baumgartner around, he's not a good fit for your clubhouse. He's not a good fit for your young guys. He's not a good leader by all
Mm,
accounts. And he doesn't let players be who they want to be. He wants the complete opposite of that, right? He's the guy that yells on Twitter about guys bat flipping because they don't
mhm.
respect the game, right? He's that guy. And there's just no place for that in Seattle. There's no place for that in the Mariners clubhouse. There shouldn't really be any place for that in any clubhouse where you're trying to build a healthy winning culture.
There is if you're good. People will overlook it if you're good. He's not.
He's not now. He's not now. Yeah. So he doesn't even have that working for him. He doesn't even have that excuse for his behavior. And so, yeah, the buck stops there for me. All right. Let's switch gears here and talk about the Mariners City Connect jerseys, which are officially going to be revealed a week from today, but we've gotten some leaks of the jersey. So we're going to talk about that, give our thoughts on those leaks so far. But real quick, a reminder, this episode of Locked On Mariners is brought to you by Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is a fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hype for the fun you'll have. So forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. Thank you again for making us your first listen. And a reminder that tonight, the Mariners and the Cardinals get underway for their 3-game weekend series at T-Mobile Park at 7:10 p.m. first pitch. You can catch all the action on Sirius XM with the SXM app. Colby, before we talk about these City Connect jerseys for the Mariners, it's that time of the show where we remind our lovely listener about the fundraiser we got going on with Feeding America. We have, 10 days left on the fundraiser? Something like that? 9 days? Still plenty of time to raise a lot of meals for some folks that need them. So tell us what we got going on over there.
Yeah, so we partnered with Feeding America to raise money to feed those who suffer from food insecurity in this country, which numbers 34 million people, including 9 million children. So for every dollar that we raise for Feeding America, they can turn it into 10 delicious, nutritious meals for those who need them. So right now, if you guys want to help out and donate directly to Feeding America, you can do that through our fundraising page by scanning the QR code that's on the screen right now, or by clicking the link in the description down below. Whether you're watching or just listening on a podcast platform, it'll be in the description. Again, every dollar raised is 10 meals. So $1 here, $1 there is really helpful. And Ty and I are also gonna chip in here at the end of the month. We are giving Feeding America 10 cents for every new subscriber we got throughout the duration of this fundraiser. Last check, we're around 500 or so. So that would be 500 meals raised just from clicking the subscribe button. So if you want to help out, but you can't donate, you can just click the subscribe button, and it is essentially the same as donating a meal to somebody who needs it. If you've already done all that and you want to continue to help, it would be a big help if you could spread the word, show your friends, your family, coworkers, Mariner fans who might not listen to this podcast, etc. And also, go talk to your boss, go talk to your employer and see if they will match your donation, because apparently quite a few places do that. So lots of ways you can help here. But again, at the very least, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell your family, your friends about it, post it on, whatever your social media site of choice is. And if you can, please do consider donating. If we get to $10,000 here in the next 9 days, we're about $3,700 short at the moment. If we rally here and get there, Ty is going to get some ink. He's going to get a tattoo, and obviously he'll document all that for you guys. And you guys will have a fun bonus video to view on the to view on the YouTube channel. And there's a really high probability Ty will cry, and that'll be fun for everybody to watch.
Speaking of adding a bonus video to the channel, I was thinking about doing a frequently asked questions video where we just answer things like, does Colby actually hit something when you say Colby hit it? Stuff like that. Do you guys that are watching, because you guys probably know the answers to those questions by now, but do you guys think that would be helpful for people that are new to the channel? Is that something worth doing?
Yeah. Also, real fast here, guys. We're doing a simultaneous giveaway. It's kind of overtaken by Feeding America. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give away my autograph cards next week,
Mm.
probably Monday. So I think you guys are gonna have this weekend. All you have to do to enter to win either a Cal Raleigh rookie autograph card or this lovely Mike Cameron autograph card. All you have to do to enter that is make sure you leave a comment on any of the videos or all of the videos that we shot in basically in the last week of March into Monday's episode. Leave a comment on one of those videos or all of those videos, and just make sure you're subscribed. And we will randomly pick a comment from a random video, and that person will win one of these two cards. So we're going to do that on Monday.
Is that Raleigh card numbered?
It is
Because that's like
not.
the Panini Prism one.
Yes, it is the
Yeah.
Panini Prism rookie class card,
Nice.
but it is not numbered.
Okay, so it's not a parallel. Still a great card though. Big dumper
Mhm.
auto. You guys should definitely get involved in that so you can get a chance to win that card. All right, so the leaks, Colby, appear to have been real. The Mariners City Connect jersey officially leaked. We had like a jersey that leaked a while ago. We had some socks that leaked a while ago, and those pretty much matched the design of what we saw yesterday. We can't throw the pictures up on here because I don't want to get a copyright strike for having unofficial leaks on the channel. But it's easy to find if you want to see these. It's easy to find. You can go on Twitter. They're all over Twitter right now. You can find them on Reddit. All those places. You can go
Yep.
find it. It's not that hard to find. So most of the City Connect jerseys suck. I'm just gonna say that. So I was very concerned about what these Mariners ones could look like, and there were a few ideas from the fans on Twitter that people were throwing around, very much like a Pike Place theme and all that stuff. And I wasn't super into that. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the jersey, at least. Now we haven't seen the pants, we haven't seen the hat, and the hat is really the most important part. If the hat is clean, then it clears for me. But the jersey so far is pretty cool. We got some nice accents. We have the Soto Mojo with the two pitchforks in the collar. We have the My Oh My right by the jersey tag, which no one's going to see if you have it tucked in, for the players that have it tucked in at least. And then we just have a very simple kind of Seattle Pilots inspired Seattle lettering across the front of the chest. Nothing too over the top. Nothing that's too much of a deviation from what else the Mariners have really going on, which has kind of been my issue with some of the City Connect jerseys, where it doesn't even look like it's at all related to the team or the city at all. Now, in terms of like, does this actually hit the theme for the City Connect jerseys? Because it's supposed to be very connected to the city and the area. Not really. But I like these.
Blue and gold, classic colors for the Pacific
Sure.
Northwest. Obviously the connection is the Soto Mojo and the My Oh My tags, which are nice details. Also the double tridents in the collar is a nice nod too. So this feels more like a historical jersey, like maybe
It
not
more
like
represents the
the
like the
team,
history of baseball in the city rather
right?
than the city
Just like the
itself.
area, yeah.
Yeah. Which so
Um,
the thing to me too that I noticed and I thought was like a little weird. I don't have an issue with it because I like these jerseys. I like the colorway. You guys know that royal and gold, like the royal and gold from the Mariners, jerseys of old. That's like my favorite. That's my
mhm.
thing. That's right up my alley. So I'm super happy with this. But they have the Pacific Northwest patch on the left arm.
Yeah.
Why is there no green? Like it seems weird to do like a Pacific Northwest nod and not have any detectable green in there.
They really I don't by the way, I think the Mariners are wearing their City Connects on May 5th. I think that's when they
Yeah,
officially
that's the
and
official
then
debut of them on field. Yeah,
and then I believe they are leaking them, officially, like, not leaking, but they're officially
they're
unveiling
announcing
them on the
next
30th,
Friday.
right?
Next
Yeah,
Friday, the
so
28th.
you have a pretty good idea. The
Mhm,
Pacific, I guess the green they thought probably clashed. I get gold, I get blue. It makes a lot of sense for the
mhm.
Northwest. I mean, I do like that they're adding you know, some acknowledgement that they are a regional team. They are the Pacific Northwest team, not just the Seattle team. So I do like that. Overall, I like the jersey. To me, the like overall grade is going to be defined by the entire kit, which means the hat has to be pretty good, and especially the pants. And a lot of the problems I have with the City Connects are the pants are just off. Like there's a reason so many baseball teams just wear white or gray pants. They go with everything. And if you put on a real crisp pair of white pants with that jersey, it's going to look great. I think the pants are probably going to be the same color as the jersey, and I think that looks awful.
Yeah, it's either going to be that or they're going to be gold or yellow. Like it's going to be one of those two
So
things.
basically, they're going for a San Diego Chargers type of theme.
I mean, at least they're not powder blue. I don't think we've seen that kind of color blue in terms of pants, like a pants jersey combo. So
I think
maybe it's a little bit better.
my concern is that the pants are going to wash out the jersey, kind of like the Astros City Connect. I actually
Mm,
like the Astros City Connect jerseys. I think they're pretty clean. But
yeah,
when you add the pants to them, they just look like pajamas. And it doesn't
sure.
play like it's a baseball uniform, and there's a difference there. And obviously the hat is the big seller point because the hat is going to be the
Right.
thing that more people are going to buy than the jersey itself. But overall, I like these quite a bit. I like that the lettering has, I don't know how you would word it, but it looks like it looks like it's forged metal instead of just
Mm,
like, just straight. It
yeah.
looks like a Trident like prong or whatever in the
Yeah.
lettering on the jersey. So I really like that.
You can really see that in the numbers because it
Yeah.
was a Julio jersey that leaked, and you can
Yep.
see the tips of the fours on his number are
Yeah.
very Trident-esque.
Mhm.
So yeah,
And I think the font looks somewhat like the Pilot's font in terms of just like the actual
the
font, not
the
the
lettering on the front of the
yeah,
jersey.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Looks kind of piloty. So I like these. I like what we've seen so far. Again, the hat is going to be a big one. I wonder if they're going to be similar to the socks that leaked, which do seem to match this jersey.
yeah. There's a
Um,
logo on those socks that leaked a while
yeah.
ago. It's a compass.
S
It's a little different. It's a little different looking compass with a
gold
modern, very
S.
very modern gold S.
Yeah.
So
So we'll see how that looks again. For me, it's the whole kit is the thing that you
mhm,
judge it on, but just the jersey, the only thing we have really right now. Uh, they are probably top 5 City Connect already, just on
mhm.
the jersey alone. And it looks clean. So we'll see how they look. We'll next Friday? You said they're unveiling the 28th.
Yeah, the 28th, and then they premiere the
Okay,
next
and then the
Friday.
next Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to those. They look good. I think they look good, and I'm happy that I like the color scheme. I like the choice they made with the font and also and I'm not sure what you call it, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like it looks like forged metal instead of just like a flat,
Mhm. Yeah.
M or whatever or a four.
We're not
So
design majors. There's probably
obvious,
someone that does
obvious.
graphic
It's just
design that's, like,
screaming right
l
now.
just losing their minds listening to
There's like
us have this
texture on the
conversation.
fours, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like, but
yeah.
it looks like a Trident. So I really like it so far. We'll see how it looks, but overall, I would be quite excited to for them to wear these, fairly regularly.
Mhm.
But for me, it's really going to come down to the hat and the pants because I think that jersey is going to look sick with a pair of just like crisp white pants with blue piping.
Mhm.
Um, but I just have a feeling that it's going to be the same blue pants and it's just going to wash each other out, and
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
And now the Trident home run celebration makes even more sense.
Sure.
Kind of feels like it's a little more on purpose because
Connected.
of what yeah, because of what these jerseys look like.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Excited to see the rest. Like Colby said, really excited to see the hat because if it's dope, that's day one cop for me.
Mhm.
So let us know what you guys think if you've seen the leaks. Let us know in the comments below, and let us know what your favorite City Connect jersey, other than the Mariners one, is your favorite. Now let's get you set for
Sorry. No, I was
Colby.
just gonna say, I don't know. I don't care what the pants look like. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee they're better than the Rangers
Yeah,
because
that's yeah. And just to talk about jerseys overall, anything could look better than the Arizona Cardinals than what they just
oh yeah,
revealed.
I didn't
Jeez.
notice a difference to be honest at first.
It's so what
Basic.
who is coming up with these jersey designs lately? Like both in the NBA and
Let's
the
not get
NFL, like it's
sidetracked.
just
Come on.
yeah, I
No,
know,
no,
but
no.
it's
Join us on the live stream for more Jersey talk.
yeah, just what are we doing, man? Make them interesting, please. Just do something unique. All right. We're going to get you set for the Mariners Cardinals series here coming up in just a moment. But real quick, a reminder, this episode of Locked On Mariners is brought to you by Ultimate Baseball GM. Ever dreamed of becoming an MLB GM and managing your professional baseball franchise? Well, your dream can come true, and this game is definitely for you. Manage every strategic aspect of your team, play through the season, and lead your team to glory. You're responsible for hiring the right coaches and staff and managing team finances, scouting and drafting players, managing difficult personalities, navigating your franchise through free agency, and all the ups and downs of a season. All this in a challenging and realistic game world. Ultimate Baseball GM is completely free and playable offline, or you can play on the go as you want and when you want. It's basically the Jerry Dipoto simulator. So instead of saying Chills Dipoto did it again, you can now say Chills I did it again. Download it now, and Locked On Mariners listeners get a 100% free boost to their franchise when using the promo code Locked On in the game store. So make sure to check it out. To download the game, just visit probaseballgm.com, scan the code, or look it up on the app stores. That's probaseballgm.com. Ultimate Baseball GM, start your dynasty today. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast. Thank you again for making us your first listen. So, Mariners and Cards are going to be duking it out. Both of these teams in a very similar spot to one another, off to equally disappointing starts. I saw the Cardinals as the favorites in a fairly weak NL Central. That has not been the case so far. I think they're actually in last place in that division with some surprise starts to the season for the Reds and the Pirates. And, of course, the Mariners are entering this series 8-11, coming off of a sweep at the hands of the Cardinals' division rivals, the Brewers. And tonight, these two teams get set at 7:10 first pitch. You can catch the game on Sirius XM with the SXM app. Be sure to check that out. Steven Matz, Logan Gilbert. What do you think, Colby?
Is it Gilbert? I thought it was Kirby. Anyways.
Sorry, I misspoke. It's George Kirby.
Okay. Yep. Well, it's a pitching matchup that should favor Seattle, which is going to be true about 90% of the time when we're talking about Castillo, Gilbert, or Kirby. But George hasn't gotten off to a great start. He hasn't been terrible, just not quite as good as he was last year. We'll see if that continues. The one thing with the Cardinals, their offense is fine. Their pitching has been a disaster. So it's kind of somewhat the opposite of the Mariners, where the offense is kind of the culprit for Seattle and the pitching's been relatively good enough. But yeah, tonight you feel pretty good about it. Like at least just in terms of just looking at the pitching matchups. We'll have to see. You never know, who's going to be good. Noah Davis, almost, shut you out. So you never really know with this offense, but I think just looking at just the names and you kind of look at the numbers attached to them, the Mariners should have an edge on the mound tonight. We'll see whether or not that comes to fruition. Coming off an off day is going to be helpful. The bullpen should be in really good shape as well. So yeah, there's really no excuse for the Mariners. I would say this is probably their biggest advantage. Maybe tomorrow's game is a little bit bigger. But yeah, I think the pitching matchups set up well for the Mariners to find a way to win this series. Take 2 of 3. St. Louis is still a very dangerous team. Obviously, Arenado, Goldschmidt, Edmund. Like there are some really good players, and the Cardinals play really good defense. We know they're going to play good defense, so you're going to have to hit. They're not going to make mistakes. You need to get hits, especially tonight against a struggling guy like Matz. I would imagine we're going to see Caballero in the lineup again tonight against the lefty, and we'll see. But the Mariners were specifically designed to handle left-handed pitching because of all the lefties in their division. So they should be able to handle this tonight, but we'll see. The one thing we know about this offense, you can't trust it on a night in, night out basis. Not yet.
No, you can't. The Mariners have the clear pitching advantage in this series, though. Kirby, I'm taking Kirby over Matz. I'm definitely taking Luis Castillo over Miles Michaelis. Michaelis has been off to a rough start as well. The pitching just hasn't been there for the Cardinals overall. That's kind of what's ultimately led to their slow start this year. And then Jack Flaherty hasn't had a ton of damage done to him, but he has as many strikeouts as he does walks.
Yep.
17 strikeouts, 17 walks in 21 and a third innings pitched for Flaherty so far in his what he's hoping to be his first full season removed from his major surgery that he underwent. 5.50 FIP for Flaherty thus far. So Yeah, I'm taking the Mariners in all these games on the pitching front. It ultimately comes down to if this offense can produce, right?
Yep.
And I know that's not great analysis, but that's going to be the analysis basically every single game from here on out until they prove that they can produce consistently. That's it. They haven't earned the benefit of the doubt. One game they'll put up 8 runs. They are very capable of doing that. They're very capable of it, capable of exploding and blowing out a team by 10 runs. But they're also very much capable of making Miles Michaelis, who's having a rough start to the year, as I had mentioned, look like he's about to win his first career Cy Young. So
to be fair, Michaelis at least has had some major league success,
right,
whereas some of the
right.
other guys, the Mariners, have gotten shut down by. No. So
No, yeah,
so
no.
we'll see.
This is a pitching staff that's certainly capable. These are all veterans. Steven
Mhm.
Matz has had a couple
Yep.
good years in the past. Jack Flaherty before his injury was, to me, one of the 10 to 15 better pitchers in the National League. These guys can pitch a little bit. They just haven't been able to thus far. But really, the other key too, right, is keeping guys like Nolan Arenado at bay, right? Keeping the Paul Goldschmidts of the world at bay.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
there's some guys that can do some damage in this Cardinals lineup. And so you got to avoid that as well, especially if this offense isn't going to give you much support. So always got to keep an eye out
Yeah.
on that as well.
Yeah. One thing I would keep an eye on, we have about, as we record, about 6 hours till first pitch. The Mariners are going to make a roster move or two. It would happen in the next hour or two as we're recording this. They have not made
Mhm.
them yet. Jerry did hint about, possibly looking at making some changes on the bench, similar to the changes they made in the bullpen, where they wanted to give guys opportunities to change their mind, so to speak.
Mhm.
So it's possible that we see a move on LaStella or Hummel. Mike Ford was apparently lifted after 2 at bats last night.
Mm.
I don't think that that's related to a call up. We'll see. Trammell wasn't in the lineup yesterday. I think that's more just about resting a rehabbing player. And Dylan Moore hasn't been in the lineup the last 2 nights, which
Mhm.
is certainly more about him trying to work his way back. But back-to-back nights off after only playing 5 innings, ooh, not
Yeah.
not a great sign for Dylan Moore, but we'll see if he's in the lineup today. But, yeah, I think there's a possibility that the Mariners make at least one move with their bench, today, and if I had to guess what it would be, I would guess probably LaStella, DFA, Ford added to the 40 man and selected today, but we'll see. With a lefty on the mound, maybe they wait a day, to do that, to make that move, but I would just say I would be on the lookout for an announcement of some kind of roster move on the bench. It's not guaranteed to happen or anything like that, but I think there's some smoke around the idea that they might be making a move with the bench here pretty soon.
Sure. Something else to keep an eye on here with the Cardinals is their second baseman, young, exciting second baseman, Brendan Donovan, has missed the last couple of games with a lower leg injury. He's considered day to day. So we'll see if he's able to play tonight and in this series. But again, this is a really good lineup. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, those are the 2 guys that finished in the top 3 of National League MVP voting this past season. They added Wilson Contreras. Nolan Gorman's an exciting young player. Lars Nootbaar obviously has made quite a name for himself. And then Jordan Walker, one of the better prospects in all of Major
Mhm.
League Baseball. He's up with the team and he's done some damage so far. And they can also play a good little bit of defense as well. Tommy Edmonds, great defender. This
Yep.
outfield defense, especially when they have Tyler O'Neill, former
Mhm.
Mariner prospect, in the outfield, they
Dylan
can catch.
Carlson covers a ton of
Yep,
ground. Like,
yep,
Lars Nootbaar is pretty good out there. It's a good team. It really is. It's a good roster.
yeah,
They're just off to a bad start, similar to the Seattle Mariners. So it should
right.
be a really fun matchup, and not one that we get to see a lot. So it'll be a fun weekend, I think.
Yeah, it's for series like this, and I really like the schedule changes overall, and having a chance to see every team at least once a year, because now you get an opportunity to see guys like Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt play in your ballpark. So this is a really cool opportunity for fans that are going to the series as well, because you get to see some really good players and hopefully some really good baseball on both ends, but more so for the Mariners, of course. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Unless you have anything else to add, Colby. All right, that's going to be the week of shows for us. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast. For Colby Patnode, I'm Trident Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Dane Gonzalez, DANEGNZLZ, and Colby at CPAT11, that's CPAT11. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well over at Locked On Mariners. That's one word, Locked On Mariners. You can also find all that stuff in the description of this episode. And thank you again for making us your first listen. Catch us again on Monday as we react to the results of the Mariners Cardinals series. But for now, have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you on Monday. Peace.